So I'm doing it finally, huh? We've been talking about this for a little while, right?
Yeah.
So since I already know you, the only thing that I can think to ask or where to start is like, when did you start playing volleyball?
Seventh grade.
Was it seventh grade? We were over in Milford then. I know that.
Yeah,
right?
seventh grade.
That was like club volleyball though, right?
Yeah, that was a co-ed club,
Yeah.
but it was a good introduction to
Yeah.
the sport.
Did you win any games that year?
I think we won one.
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 Have you won any games yet?
Yes.
So you made the junior varsity team this past season, right? I know it was your goal to make varsity, but
it's everyone's goal
we
to
knew
make
that
varsity.
was a bit right, of course. Why wouldn't it be, right? Hope for the best, right?
Yeah.
But anyways, but you didn't. How'd the season go?
I feel like it was more of a developmental season, more as like a winning season, because we only won like 2 games, but like us as people and as players got a lot better throughout the season, and it's going to be a pretty good season next year, because now that we're all cohesive and we understand.
What are you gonna do in the off season?
I'm not playing as much this off season because I did not take a break last off season, and like my injuries, as you might want to call them, probably need a break for a little bit. So just like weight training, and then probably a few clinics to like near the end of it to get refreshed.
So let me take you back to junior high when what was your coach's name?
Well, my first coach was Kate.
Oh, over in I'm talking about when we came over to Hollisbrook.
Yeah.
So take me back to the experience of your first like actual game with like real refs and.
It was a scary one.
It was scary.
Yeah. Well, I was still underhand serving at the time, so it was like a little bit awkward because like almost everyone on my team was overhand serving.
Yeah, I would.
And put it closer.
I would keep the microphone like. I always do like this as my rule.
Yeah. Good. All right. It was definitely.
I can bump it up later.
Yeah, but it was definitely interesting.
Don't talk to the camera. Talk to me.
I wasn't talking to the camera. I was just looking at it. Leave me alone.
Oh, well, look at me.
Okay. Well, it was definitely an interesting experience. It helped us all like get more comfortable with the sport. Like I said, it was more of a developmental season, I would call it, more than a winning season, because we were all kind of just learning where we wanted to be on the court and like what our goals were for the sport in general.
What were your goals?
Just like probably like at the beginning of the season, get my overhand. But then like afterwards, it was just like getting better as a player and as like just a general person on the court.
Did you get your overhand?
Yes.
I mean, I know I saw it out there a few times. Nice. You gonna practice that over the summer a little bit?
I'm planning on.
Well, not summer. I guess we're going into winter.
Yeah, planning on doing a lot more with my jump serve, trying to fix that because I've almost mastered my overhand.
Do you think you absolutely need a jump serve?
No. My coach Belle, she said she would prefer a really good, just standard float serve over a jump serve. But
what's a float serve?
A float serve is basically so when you hit the ball a certain way and like at a certain speed, the air in the ball it'll like cause like it to move. And so the ball won't spin while it's in the air, but it'll move back and forth. So it's harder to read as a defensive player.
So it's almost like a pitcher in baseball throwing like a curveball.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Like people on the back line will be like, they'll like look at it, see it's going like right, and then will it actually move and go left.
Interesting.
And it gives you less time.
So you say the back line. See, I always thought like in volleyball, like everyone rotated. What's a back line?
So there are 2 lines. There's the front line and the back line. Jack.
So we're in a mode right now called we're on live air. So when air's live, I'll get a sign. Upgrades. We're gonna get a sign. And it's gonna
Upgrades.
say on air. And then it always means unless you're part of the show.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Well, like, what if I'm
What?
Don't.
Where were we?
Oh, okay. So in volleyball, there are two lines. There's usually the offense line, like, you know, how in football, like the people that are making the player in the back, people that are defending the player in the front. It's kind of like the opposite, though. So the people that are making the plays and actually attacking the ball, they're in the front line, closest to the net. And the people that are defending the play and making sure the ball doesn't touch the ground are in the back. So, yes, players do rotate through, but like the back three players are always the defensive players, and the front three players are always the offensive.
Interesting. Yeah, volleyball. Like when you told me that you wanted to play volleyball, I was like, I thought it was gonna be kind of boring, but
Yeah.
it turns out it's really really exciting. Like, so I mean, what was it? What's the team right now who made that record? It's like 80. I want to switch gears here
Yeah.
for a second. So, with your perspective, because you're a young woman growing up,
Yeah.
right? So, just tell me like how you think. How do I ask this question? Like, from your perspective as a woman, what do you think?
What do you think about just
Like
life?
in
volleyball?
volleyball in like, so Nebraska just made a world record of the biggest women's sporting event.
Yeah.
Like do you think it's tougher for women in sports to get recognition?
Well, I feel like
Because to me, I feel like volleyball has become that sport that it's almost, in my opinion, I think it's more exciting to watch the women play than the
Yeah.
men. But that's just my opinion.
yeah.
I mean,
Well, I feel like it's definitely so. I don't really want to call it a girl sport because when people say that, it's like almost assuming
right.
that it's not that
well,
hard.
I played volleyball.
Yeah, it's like
I
when
mean,
you
not
call
like
something.
you have, but and I have fun playing it. Yeah.
Yeah,
but
like when you call something like a girl sport, people tend to like assume, well, it's not that hard, anyone can do it. But like it's like if you actually play or understand how it works, it is really challenging.
oh yeah.
And I feel like it's like the one sport that is women dominated. Like every other sport is like men dominated.
Which is awesome. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. And
Uh,
why would anyone want to take that away, right?
Yeah, I'm definitely enjoying the fact that women
And it's growing.
yeah,
It's growing,
the national
like,
team just got their first gold medal last year for the Olympic volleyball championship.
wow. That's crazy.
Our team is actually really good, the USA volleyball team. But I'm definitely glad, and a lot of people are glad that it's growing as a sport, and it's more recognized as women dominated. So it's definitely a step forward in the whole, like,
I'm sure if I got on the court with your team, you guys would kick my ass. So
yeah.
What about injuries? Like, have you dealt with any injuries or?
I've dealt with minor injuries. They're not like, they didn't prevent me from playing or anything, but because I am hypermobile and stuff, my joints like don't really work normal. So my shoulders and stuff, like a lot of rotating things.
Why do you wear a different color jersey sometimes?
Because I'm the position called libero.
For the librario?
Yeah. So basically, the white jersey is so people can see me better.
And you get to go on the
Because-
other side and like you play for the other team, right?
No.
You trade one player?
No.
No? That's what I thought at first.
Yeah, a lot of
I was
people
like,
think
why do they get one player on the other side?
Well, it's like wearing a high vis like jacket.
Could you imagine that? It could be like tackle volleyball.
Tackle ball. That seems interesting.
You get one player on one side, just tackle some people.
It's like in basketball.
Yeah. Is there a red light emitting from that camera?
I don't see one.
Oh. So
So it
that camera died already.
Yeah, you need to get a better battery for that.
Yeah, it's easy though.
Yeah.
What else do you do?
Not much besides volleyball. Volleyball's kind of like my thing.
I
But-
mean, you do like some art stuff.
Yeah, like I enjoy painting and I like but like volleyball's like my big thing. But
Do you have anything that you're working on?
yeah, right now there's for my art class I have to make a painting and it was supposed to be of an object, but I decided to be extra and did a portrait.
That's extra.
It was supposed to be like an apple or a circle.
Why didn't you do an object? You know, objects are harder to paint. I know I taught you that.
Yeah, but
People are actually easier to draw. This is something I learned in art school is like because
Still
we're
life
so
is hard.
we're so used to looking at faces.
yeah,
So
no, I just,
yeah, I struggled when in the sketch classes we had to go to like objects or whatever. But well, who what'd you choose?
I chose to paint Elizabeth Taylor. She was an actor and we believe a muse in
Well, I believe that.
yeah, in the 1970s.
especially
was-
especially back then, a lot of them were
Yeah,
were photographer muses, but muses are yeah.
yeah, but she was a pretty big actor in like the 1970s ish, and like I thought she was really pretty, so I wanted to paint her.
Can we see it?
Yeah, it looks pretty bad right now. I can go grab it.
Well, I know it's in the other room.
Yeah.
So she's really good at art. I taught her how to do everything she knows. Look at this set I made. Except for the fact that the front on camera is now gone, but we can still get the one-on-one shots. See, I can talk to you right now. I'm talking to you guys right now. By the way, I should have done this while she was gone. If you want to see more stuff like this, remember to hit that like, share, and subscribe. You should be reminding me of this stuff, Alana.
Like,
You're the one who watches
share,
this.
and subscribe.
Well, no, because it messes with the algorithm. Trust me, I watch enough
Yeah.
YouTube to know.
Don't ask
You
them-
have to say it in the video.
Yeah, but don't ask them at the beginning. Ask them at the end because
No,
Why
you
would
can
you
do
ask
it.
in the
You can
beginning?
do it like some people do it like a bunch of times. They just keep saying,
Yeah.
"Hey, remember, if you like what you're seeing, hit that like, share, and subscribe button,
yeah, but like, why would I like it
and
if I don't
donate
even...
us some money so that we can have better lighting and
Yeah,
whatever. Or just come and be a guest if you're interesting. I'll find out if you're interested.
only if you're interesting. There'll be a survey,
Well, I mean, I could always just
an interesting
write a
survey.
refusal. What's this? So because you're gonna, well, all right, I'll hold it up.
Yeah,
Cool.
cool.
Because you can't do it to the front on camera because that's not working no more.
It's dead, unless it isn't, and we're just dumb. But
You made that.
yeah.
You don't have anything better you can show? Well, I mean, that's good. I'm just saying, anything like more complete.
No.
Isn't there something like right over there?
Yeah, that's horrible.
Oh man, you should have prepared for this interview.
You didn't tell me you were gonna ask me to show things. Okay.
What? What do you think this is? This is basically show and tell.
All right. Well, this was an art project in 7th grade that I had to do. It's supposed to be surrealism.
Surrealism.
I wanted to do a place in time because it's a place in time.
I don't think anyone can see it.
I'm horrible at doing this.
Well, because you're moving too much. You got to think that the people, the millions of viewers
millions.
back home, like, you know what I mean? Their camera's not moving with all your movements.
Yeah.
So, like, now you could talk about it right now.
Well, it was a project that I had to do in 7th grade art class, and it was supposed to be a surrealism project, so we had to make something that is a real thing look like and adapt it to a fictional way. So I wanted to do, because I'm artistic, I wanted to do a place and time. So it's like clocks with like a place in the background.
A place and a thing.
Yeah, a place and a thing. Genius.
So what are you doing this weekend?
Well, we had to go to my brother's
you want
football game.
You want me to tell you something it's embarrassing?
What? Is that not recording? Oh, it is.
We're almost at 6 minutes.
You don't have more questions?
I feel like we've been talking for... Oh, I was going to guess like 15.
Mm.
Wow, this is harder to do than you would think.
Well, it's just because we haven't got a good topic yet. Because we can rant on for hours.
I know we could.
We just
We're
haven't
going to rant
done
right
it.
now. We can talk right now. Talk about the show.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know if Interlude is the name of the show.
Interlude.
What do you think I should call it?
The podcast.
The podcast.
The podcast.
Write that down. Do you have a pen?
You should just be like, I'm here and on camera.
We're calling it the podcast.
The In My Home, I made this in 3 days podcast.
Sure.
I'm just here on camera talking.
I could have you hitting the buttons. We could do live stream.
Live stream.
We could do a live stream. You ever heard of like Timcast IRL? Yeah. You could be the person hitting the buttons.
The button
and you could
presser.
say things every now and then.
I like pushing people's buttons.
Exactly. I mean, we're almost there. I mean, we're there.
Yeah.
But you think Interlude is a good name? Well, eventually, like that, like we have a screen there so we can look stuff up.
Interviewed.
Yeah, but I mean, what else would I call it?
Interviewed.
If anyone out there has a better name, feel free to write it down in the comments.
The winner,
after you hit like, share, and subscribe, of course.
The winner gets a high.
I got it in there again.
The winner gets an online hug. Or if you're not into hugs,
What's
a
an
hello.
online hug?
I don't know. I kind of just made my through the screen hug.
Through the screen hug.
Through the screen hug. If you give us a good name, if your name wins, you get
How about this?
a hug.
If you donate $10,000, you can name the show.
You can name it whatever you
You
want.
can name it whatever you want.
Whatever you want.
All the proceeds will go towards better studio equipment
And better volleyball clubs.
and hiring
For a starving.
a more famous guest. We'll hire a more famous. We'll get what?
Are you saying I'm not famous?
I mean, you're getting there, but
Famous in a small town.
we'll see. You think you're gonna make varsity next year?
I think I have a pretty good chance.
Like on the little test thing that we did.
We did a test thing. And
Yeah,
you
remember
posted
in
it?
the other room?
What do you mean in the other room?
Remember?
Oh,
and I was
you
like,
posted
and I was
that?
like, what do you do?
I looked
I was
horrible.
like, and I was like, are you good at it?
I looked horrible.
Yeah, she had like on it.
About what? What did I say?
I was just testing the lighting, and I was like, sit down. I was like, dude, what did I say?
I don't know.
Oh, for a talk show?
What's it messy?
For a talk show?
Don't say anything stupid, because I want to be able to send it to actually pull in to the table.
Is there a recording?
Hi, what's your name?
Alana.
Alana, what?
Adams.
What do you do?
I play volleyball.
Are you good at it?
Kinda.
You sure?
Yeah. What?
Okay,
Is that it?
that's it.
Remember?
I just asked you. I'm like, so what do you do? I was like, what's your name? And you were like, Alana. I was like, what do you do? And you're like, I play volleyball. I'm like, you good at it? And you're like, I think so. I'm like,
I
you
think
sure?
so.
Are you? And I was like, are you sure? And you're like, yeah.
I think so.
And then I was like, and then you're like, is that it? And I was like, yep. And then it ended.
It's because I'm the favorite.
So since one of these cameras is out,
Yeah.
the guest should always be on camera, right?
Yeah.
Maybe I should move that
You
one.
could do it split view.
Maybe I should move that one over to there.
Or you could do it split view. I think
Maybe I
my
should-
camera
maybe-
angle's a lot better than
Well, just
yours.
so that, like, 'cause we're still talking here, and it's like, and then like there should be an out here shot,
Yeah, but I feel like the guest angle is a lot better than your angle for some reason. I wouldn't zoom it in. I would zoom it out.
Zoom it out.
Yeah, to like 2. Oh, that's too far. You can see me sitting crisscross applesauce. So, I'm taking over. I'm hosting this podcast. So what do you do for a living? You're the guest. You're supposed to answer the questions.
This is what I do for a living.
Oh yeah. How much do you make doing this for a living?
I'm gonna make $10,000 when someone names their podcast.
I'm taking over the podcast.
I don't think you're. I don't
Taking
think so.
over.
I don't think so. I might let you, like, if I ever got anyone cool, like, who do you think would be the coolest person to ever have on a podcast? And ask
Lexi
them this
Rodriguez, the libero of the Nebraska volleyball team. Hands down.
question. Wow,
Coolest person.
I wasn't expecting you to have an answer that quickly. In fact, that shocked me so much. I wasn't even sure. I'm not even sure where I was going with it because I was about to make a point, and now I'm just like, Now what do I do with that information?
Lexi Rodriguez of the Nebraska volleyball team.
Okay, so what if I had her on? Like, oh no, that's what I was gonna say. If I had her on, if I had Lexi
Rodriguez.
on,
Mm-hmm.
maybe I'd let you ask her a couple questions, but it's still my podcast.
Oh.
That was my point. See, I had a point.
I think it'd still be my podcast. Nuh-uh.
Yeah. You can make your own podcast.
If Lexi sees this,
You
I
can
love
make
you.
your own stupid podcast. I just showed you how to do it. What? I can tease you. You're my daughter.
I don't
can
make
say
stupid
it's
podcasts.
Why?
I
This
make
is gonna
great
be a stupid
podcasts.
podcast. I don't care.
That's what the name should be. Stupid podcast.
No. What did you? No. You wanted to call it the podcast.
The podcast.
That's probably already a podcast.
Probably.
We should call it the podcast.
Podcast?
I like what's that girl's name? Bobby Altoff. That's the name of her podcast. It's called the Really Good Podcast.
The Really Good Podcast.
Dude, she went from like just
It should be the Really Bad
TikTok
Podcast.
poster. She just went from like a TikTok poster to just like doing this
Yeah.
and like that, and next thing you know, everyone knew who she was. And I'd been seeing her on TikTok for like ever.
Just shows.
What?
I don't know.
I hope I don't look fat.
Fine. Black is a slimming color.
Maybe I should.
Sit up. No.
Look good. I've been running, so who cares?
I work out.
Do you though?
Yeah.
Can you reach over the net yet?
Yeah.
What's the biggest thing you think you have to work on in volleyball?
My vertical.
Well, you're vertically challenged. So.
I am vertically challenged. I'm about 5'1", trying to make it in a world where liberos in college are 5'5", and they're supposed to be the shortest people on the court.
Do you think you're gonna go to college for volleyball?
I really hope so, but like in the world of volleyball, you have to be tall. I'm about to make it to like 5'2".
Alana, you're not gonna get any taller. I'm sorry.
No. So I either have to be crazy good, or get growth surgery.
Growth surgery, is that a thing?
Yeah, it's a thing. They take your bones.
See,
and
if I
they
had this
separate it.
working, we'd look this up right now.
They take your bones,
right on the podcast.
They take your legs, they cut them in half, and they put a metal rod, and they lengthen them. And they lengthen them.
No, all right, I'm gonna have to cut that out.
No, you're good. And they lengthen them.
Just if you're gonna move back, you gotta move the microphone
Yeah.
with you.
And they lengthen them, and then the bone grows over the metal rod, so then you just have longer legs, but you're more prone to breaking your legs. It's not a good surgery to have.
People do this just to play volleyball.
No, not just to play volleyball.
Oh, then
Just in life.
if
people
you
do this.
if you considered it, the answer is probably no.
No. It's a horrible surgery, in my opinion.
If you did that, you'd be able to see my face.
I don't know if I stop slouching. I'll be able to see your face.
I think that guy was right though. I didn't need the.
No.
But I mean, all he did was save me like $10.
Yeah.
Those thingies.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of got like some spring in it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's capturing too many booms.
No, and it's not like we're touching that, so.
You know, these cheap $100 cameras, they're still going.
Yeah.
My Wicked Nice camera, the batteries are dead.
It's just the battery, not the camera.
Surprised the cats aren't on here. Who's your favorite musical artist?
Favorite musical artist? Well, I'm kind of like a garbage truck. My music taste is kind of like a garbage truck. Like, there's a bunch of things in there. Like,
Who's your favorite?
favorite. It depends on, like, the day. I would say the most influential in my life, because, like, I don't really have a favorite. It, like, depends on the day. I change my mind every 3 seconds.
Taylor
So,
Swift. Oh, I know you like Taylor Swift. I like Taylor Swift.
yeah, she's definitely not my favorite.
Oh.
But, like, the most influential and the one artist that has probably stuck with me my whole life is
Yeah.
probably Eminem.
Yeah, it's my fault.
Yeah. Now it's my fault, my fault. I never meant to give you mushrooms, girl.
All right, shh.
Into my
You're not supposed to know those words.
I'm 14.
Those words are bad.
I go to public school. Half the kids in that school are on mushrooms.
Oh, stop. Don't say that.
Stop. Sorry.
Dude, half the people in high school in the world are on mushrooms. It's called high school for a reason. Let's be serious. And no, my kids don't live under rocks. Why don't you do drugs?
First of all, I'd be kicked off the volleyball team, and then my entire life would hit the fan. But the honest answer is I'm terrified of them. They scare me.
Yeah, they're pretty scary. Yeah, they can be. They can ruin your life. But drugs also have pharmaceutical purposes.
Yeah, I mean, like, is recreational the word?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, like, recreational drugs. Like, just, like, because medical drugs, they don't really affect you in the ways... Well, like...
Depends which ones.
The ones that I would, like, take in everyday life don't affect you like recreational drugs would. Like...
I guess the way you'd put it is, like, illicit...
Yeah.
Illicit drugs.
And I can't even commit to a career, let alone commit to an entire addiction. That's too much.
Trust me, addictions happen by accident, though.
Well, yeah, but that's...
You fall into
It's a lot of money to spend on
of course,
something
yeah.
that doesn't even do good, so...
Of course.
It's a waste of money and time. Don't do drugs. I'm pretty smart.
So how come you didn't latch on to fish? I brought you up with a lot of fish, too.
Fish, I don't think I relate to it as much.
Well,
And the lyrics were more...
You don't understand music
Yeah, well, the lyrics...
on their level yet.
Well, so when I was like 5, listening to Eminem, I knew what the words were. Like, I knew the words. When fish, they're more abstract.
I wasn't playing like tons of Eminem around you when you were 5 years old. Trust me. So Eminem. So when I was growing up, Eminem actually wasn't like my favorite musical artist. Eminem became my favorite musical artist probably
After you've experienced.
No, after my experiences, and then like when I went to art school in around 2016. But like I had already known Eminem.
Yeah.
Like I grew up with him, and it's not like I did like him. Like I did like his
Yeah.
music. But then when I went to art school and I learned like what art is and how it's like self-expression and all this stuff and how it's propagated. But then not only that, it's the listener. There's a reason why they're drawn into it.
Yeah.
So you can also identify, like you can identify someone's like so. For example, if someone if someone close to you was listening to a certain song on repeat and it was like
you can like tell what they're thinking through.
Yeah, well, you might have some concerns. Like I would say, so okay, when I was younger, I would go through periods where I would literally listen to Nirvana on repeat.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have a whole like he has a big
No.
Like you can sum up all of Nirvana's songs pretty quickly.
Yeah.
It's got a pretty simple message at the end, so it's not.
And not because there's not a lot of them.
Right, and so, but anyways, that's when and what fascinated me is that he was able to. Oh, and that in the alter when I because I learned about alter egos, and
Yeah.
that was the first thing I was like, oh, Eminem. That's like
Eminem.
not even his name. His name's
Yeah.
Marshall Mathers.
Slim Shady.
Slim Shady.
Eminem.
Kenneth Kniff, or I mean, he's got a bunch of alter egos, but
Yeah.
and then I was like, wait, wow, and it just expanded. It blew my mind, and that's when I was just like, whoa, like this stuff is real.
Yeah.
And I don't even know what that means or what that might mean to anyone else, but I know what it means to me when I say that. Like, this stuff's real.
Yeah. No, I feel like Eminem probably stuck with me because growing up, like, with the experiences I've had, and I felt like it's less abstract, and I felt like I could probably, like, looking back on it now, I probably connected that to my own experiences, and so it stuck harder. Whereas, like, Fish was more abstract, and as, like, a little kid, you can't really wrap your head around all the abstract.
So it's more music and so Fish. I mean, so music isn't. I mean, it's not just about messages necessarily.
Yeah.
So Trey talks about like in one interview he was saying like sometimes the spaces between the notes are just as important as the notes themselves. I don't know what his exact quote was, but it's like to me Fish is like the prime highlight example of like where we've come in music today now. So it's not just about the lyrics or just about whatever.
Yeah.
It's just we went from like Beethoven to big band, and Fish took that same like kind of concept, shrunk it down to like a 4-person band.
Yeah.
And then not only that, they throw the improv thing into it, and a lot of people say that it's like they're like the Grateful Dead, which they're not. They sound nothing like them. A lot of energy that they bring to it, and it's just pure raw music is what I loved about it.
Yeah.
And then when it comes to the lyrics, when you first start listening to Fish, like you almost can't, you don't really know the words because first of all, like recordings get passed around. They're not always the greatest recordings, so it's like you don't even really know. It takes you a while to learn all of the Fish lyrics, and then like once you do figure them out, you're like, why are they even saying this?
Yeah.
Like, this is like my hands and feet are mangoes. You're gonna be a genius anyway. Like, what does that even mean? But then you can read into it and you can find meaning. Like a lot of it's written by the poet named.
There's a lot of layers to their music.
Yeah, and it's a collaborative thing.
Yeah.
And then Eminem always being in the background later on in life, and then dealing with my own like mental illnesses.
Yeah.
And that and it showed me someone who's out there like just being like, yeah, this is who I am.
Yeah.
And he's not condoning it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's like, wasn't me. Slim Shady said to do it again.
Yeah. That like.
How much damage can you do with a pen? Like.
Maybe it's because I'm dumber, but I don't really like. I like things that are more plain in sight, and then you can go deeper. Like Eminem stuck with me because like he plain out says what he's trying to say, but like whereas like I don't like thinking about music. I don't like having to think. Like I said, maybe it's because I'm dumber.
No, I think you're just younger.
Yeah.
I think eventually, because growing up, it's a little more cloudier.
Yeah.
Like just, I think, I mean, maybe some people would call that wisdom as you're growing up, and you see more and more stuff and experience more and more things. I don't know.
Yeah. I feel like it really stuck with me though because it's like he can make it in the world
Yeah.
when he has these issues. So it's like,
Well, because I actually disagree. I actually think he does have a really deeper message.
oh, he does.
Yeah.
But like,
I don't think it's as simple as
no.
you think.
But like like looking at a person that's making it in the world with the same, like he's gone through stuff with his mother. So have I. Like seeing someone
Yeah.
that can make it in the world
I get it.
and then like also being like, well, that like he's also going through that. So like it's like more of like
Or
you're not
has
alone
gone
kind of
through it.
thing. Yeah. And like look at him. He can do all this stuff
Well,
like
I also related to him a lot because of the divorce thing and stuff like that. But I mean, I used to get picked on when I was in like elementary school. And
Yeah.
Stuff. So I mean, there's a reason why a lot of people related to him. Obviously,
Yeah.
that's why he made it. A lot of white people. I mean,
Yeah, it wasn't really the bullying. Like, I've never really gotten bullied per se. Like, from my perspective, I've never been like, well, that's bullying.
Yeah.
Maybe I just grew up tough, but like, it was more like the mom thing. And like, because I was like a little kid, I didn't really know that wasn't like quote unquote normal.
what,
So, like,
what wasn't normal?
just like parents, like,
Being divorced or
yeah, parents being divorced, like, and just like your mom not being like, because like, I was like a little kid.
well, you
and
grew up in it.
yeah. And then when I start going to school and like people like grow up and they're like, yeah, well, my mom and dad, they both like pack me lunch. I'm like, my mom and dad don't even like each other. But like, it's interesting to see another person's perspective on it.
Yeah. So, what'd you give me for my birthday?
I got you a card, and tomorrow I'm
I
going to
haven't
the
even
store.
opened that card yet.
Yeah, and tomorrow I'm
You gonna
going
go
to
get
the
it?
store.
Go get the card.
Okay. Tomorrow I'm going to the store, and well,
What are you gonna do at the store? You gonna buy me something with your own money now that you have a job?
no.
She has a job now, and now that she makes money, I'm gonna ask her for stuff. What do you guys think? I think it's a good idea.
Well, I have to set up my bank account first. But at some point, maybe for Christmas, I was going to order you one of those Ridge wallet things because you wanted one of the slim wallets.
Oh, yeah, I almost ordered one.
Don't! It was supposed to be a surprise, but then I was like, what if you already ordered one? I'm scared. Oh, you have to read it. It's hilarious. You have to read the front first. It's a joke.
Fine.
Show it to the camera. Or that camera. Now read it aloud. Like a beauty.
Well, I don't know if they. Whoa, I don't know if they can read. I don't know.
It might
I
be
don't
too
know- I
bright.
don't know if it's focusing on it or not. Oh, here it says, remember the good old days. I'm not that old.
No, open it. Open it.
When joints weren't something we complained about.
Get it? Do you get it? Do you get it?
Yes. When joints. Yeah, but stop.
You
My
complain about
joints are
your
fine.
joints?
All right. Do you want me to read the personal part too?
You can. I don't care.
Happy birthday. Thank you for everything you take time out of. I think
My
you wrote
handwriting's
your
messy,
day. Okay.
and I don't know how to spell.
You take your time out of your day to do for us. What do I do for you?
Everything.
Oh. Literally everything. Seems like sometimes. But that's because I love you. Anyways, I hope you have a great first day of being 37.
How was your
I
first
turned
day of
27 today. Alana.
No, you don't. So how was your
Love
first
you
day
lots.
about being 37?
Being 7?
Being 37.
7 was great. I wish I could go back to 7.
How was your first day about being 37?
It was fine.
It's fine. Did Teresa say happy birthday? I know my
I
friends
didn't know
said
if
happy
Teresa
birthday.
wants to get mentioned on
Oh.
live world TV.
Did your boss say happy birthday?
There you go. Yes, she
Totally
wrote it
not
on the
Teresa.
whiteboard at work.
I know my friend said happy birthday, and Levi was planning on saying happy birthday.
Who's Levi?
Levi is my friend.
It's her boyfriend.
He's just my friend.
It's her boyfriend.
I don't like him at all.
It's her boyfriend. Oh, wow. What time is it? You have
He
school
acts more
tomorrow?
like my girlfriend.
You have school tomorrow?
No.
Why don't you have school tomorrow?
It's Veterans Day.
It's Veterans Day is Saturday.
It's
I still have
Veterans
to
Day
work
weekend.
tomorrow.
Call out sick.
And I'm an actual veteran.
So am I. Veteran of dealing with my mom's stuff. Reporting for service.
Oh my god. You know this is going on to the world.
You can cut this out.
I don't know if I can, Alana.
Just being like,
I don't know if I can.
just saying it how it is. How it is podcast.
How it is. Or what we came up with. Well, because it wouldn't work for this though, but what we came up with, I can't remember. Justin doesn't know anything.
Justin doesn't know anything. That could work.
I need to get some more juice.
Justin doesn't know anything. Or it could be like, how it is. How are you? Oh? The what? So once again, this is my podcast. I think it should be called Alana Knows Everything. Alana Knows Everything. Or it could just be me talking about volleyball, the latest at the volleyball traffic desk. Nebraska has not lost a game this entire season so far. They just beat a a curse in a sense.
Yeah, because they beat Wisconsin.
Yeah, they beat Wisconsin volleyball, which they have not beat in, what was it, like 10 years? Or like 10 seasons? I don't know.
I don't know the facts, but you do realize that no one can hear my side of this conversation.
I do not care.
That's what's cool about podcasting, is you can only talk to someone with the microphone. Everyone with no microphone gets nothing.
Nothing. Just like Justin
Where
knows
were we?
nothing.
I think I'm just going to try to call it Interlude.
I think you should just call
Because
it
you don't
how
even
it
know what
is.
interlude means, do you?
I don't.
What's the definition of interlude? Give me your best guess. I think this could be fun. What's your best guess? What is
Well,
the word
it sounds like
interlude?
interviewed, so I thought you just made that word up because it sounded like interviewed.
It's actually really hard to make up a word because, like, when you try to make up a word, oftentimes it's already a word,
Yeah.
and you want it to mean like your own thing that you made up because this is the word that I discovered. But then you find out that it's already a word and it means nothing like you wanted it to mean.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
But interlude is actually a word.
What does it mean?
What do you think it means? I want to hear your best. Guess. What do you think it would mean?
To converse with a person to see their point of view of things.
That's actually pretty close for a guess.
Let me see. What is it?
No, I'll just read it to you. It's an intervening period of time, also known as it's a pause between the acts of a play, something performed during a theater intermission.
So literally not even close to what I said.
No, it is close.
Oh,
You obviously just didn't listen to what I said, and
I didn't understand what you said.
yeah, we know you have this issue. But no,
I have a lot of issues.
it is pretty close. So it's basically what it is. It's like you're taking a pause from your life to reflect and talk about it.
So yeah, I'm
Interlude,
literally a genius.
diving deeper
Call me
through
Webster.
dialogue. Hit like, share, and subscribe.
Stop.
I think it's about all the time we have for episode 0-1.
How long has it been?
I don't know.
Look.
Well, seeing as it says 3 minutes, I'm assuming that it.
Oh, it keeps like pausing for.
So
a
maybe
second.
it has. I'm gonna find out that we've been talking for like 2 hours.
3 hours. Oh, it's about an hour because
How
we
do you
started
know?
at like 9. It's 9:56. About an hour. Yeah.
All right. Well, if you'd like to see more of this, make sure you like, share, and subscribe.
More of me. I think I should take over the entire podcast.
Yeah, whatever.
I think I'm a better host. See, like, give me the hat. Give me the hat. First of all, matches my outfit way better. Second of all, my name is Justin Adams.
Yada yada.
And this is Interlude.
Hey Google,
Stop.
turn
Hold
off
on. I
all
want
of
to
the
do
lights.
a closing act. I want to do a closing act.
We are closing. Yeah.
Hold on. No, move.
I'm gonna leave all this in it.
Move. Okay.
Everything that's happening.
All right.
Now.
My name is Justin Adams. That was Interlude. Shut up. My name is Justin Adams. That was Interlude, first episode. Let me know how your thoughts in the comments. I'm gonna. So. Something you would say. Something you would say. I know you. Tell me you would not have said that.